All right, so I just got back from groceries, and before I put everything away, I figured I would show you some things that you can buy at the grocery store that you can actually take the seeds from and replant, or use the actual food itself and plant and keep growing at home. So, common things you probably think of that have seeds you can take out of them are things like peppers, so bell peppers, jalapeno peppers. I'm going here somewhere. Oh, take the seeds out and you can grow those at home as the plant and then get the food from it later. Same with your citrus, so lime, key lime, lemon, orange, mandarin, pomelo, grapefruit, whatever kind of citrus you like, take that seed and you can plant it and start growing a citrus plant right at home. Apples, it'll take years, but you can take the seeds out and start growing your own little apple tree at home too. Kiwis. So these are a little trickier. Kiwis you actually need two of. They grow really well even in Canada. You can buy them at garden centers and plant them outside, and you'll get kiwi. It's a big long vine, really long vine, and you can grow them. Trick is you need two plants, and they have to be a male plant and a female plant. So there's actually garden centers that will DNA test them and figure out what kind of plant they are. Or you can take your chances, grow a couple, and plant them and see if you can get two different plants. Their flowers will look a little different, but it'll take a year or two before you can see what kind of flowers you have. So this one's a golden kiwi, green kiwi, same thing. You can just kind of blend them up, take the seeds out, and plant those, and you're going to get a big vine. Whether you get kiwis or not depends on what kind of plants you have. Dragon fruit. Do you know, if you don't know dragon fruit, it's actually, I think it's kind of like kiwi in flavor. So when you cut it open inside, it's either white or really dark pink. They're probably white if you got it at the grocery store, with tons of little black seeds like a kiwi. And you chop it up and eat it, and you can plant those little seeds and they will grow. And it's a really neat plant. You should Google it if you have never seen what a dragon fruit plant looks like. It's a cactus, and it grows these like spindly, spirally, almost like aloe vera type tentacles, and then it'll produce this giant flower and dragon fruit that just hangs off the bottom of the plant. And you can grow these indoors and get fruit for them indoors. So dragon fruit's another one that's kind of cool to grow at home. Your lettuces or celery, things like that, you don't typically get seeds from it unless you grew it and let it bolt and collected the seed head off of it. But when it has the end on it still, you can actually just chop off the end of it and stick it in some water, and it'll keep growing leaves for you. Celery will do the same thing. It'll just keep shooting up from the middle. That's how they grow outside, and you can just take off the leaves as you need them and have just a cup of water and have your celery and your lettuce growing right on your counter. So that's another easy one to do. I find you would need way too many of them going to get even a little bit of lettuce for salads, so I don't tend to do that at home. I put them in my garden and grow big ones, but you can if you want to do that. Tomato, any kind of tomato, regular or cherry. I have cherry tomatoes here somewhere too. I just slice them and stick the slices of tomato in soil. So I don't get fancy and try and get the seeds out and try and clean the slime off of them. It doesn't work for me, but I'll just cut a cherry tomato in half and stick it in soil, or take a slice of tomato and stick that right in potting soil. It always grows plants for me. So that's super easy. Squash, pumpkin, any of those things that have those big seeds in them, you can regrow at home. Super easy. Take them, put the seed in soil. Again, it grows like a great big long huge vine, and it takes like 10 sections. So the vine grows and it'll get 10 leaves before it'll actually give you a flower that will potentially grow into a squash. So you need a long area to be able to grow squash. So keep that in mind, but you can. And I actually trellis my squashes, even melons, so watermelon and cantaloupe. I will let them grow up a trellis and they'll hang. And I think I put a picture on, if you look down through the feed or in the photo section, there's a picture of my daughter pointing at something. She's pointing at either a watermelon, I think it's a watermelon, or a cantaloupe that's hanging on my trellis, and it will hang. If you're growing really gigantic ones, you just put a little bit of like a cheesecloth hammock underneath it so it doesn't break. But yeah, absolutely, grow them. They'll hang down. It's actually, there's beautiful gardens that are all squashes hanging down over arbors, and they're lovely. So yeah, squash, very easy to grow, but you need a lot of room for it. Potatoes. So I'm sure you and I have always done this, where you leave your potatoes in the cupboard too long and it starts growing arms and looks like it's going to walk right away. You can cut that up. You don't have to plant the whole thing. Just chop it into little 1/4-inch sections that have one of those eyes on it. Plant those and you can grow potatoes from that. Trick with potatoes is once they start growing, you have to keep putting soil on top of them. So if you see people grow them in jugs, like you can grow them, I've done this in a 5-gallon jug, you start them at the bottom and then the leaves grow up and you cover the bottom leaves, and the leaves grow up and you cover the bottom, and once it's done growing, it's filled the whole jug. And I've grown 38 potatoes in a jug. I know sweet potatoes are a little different because they grow big long vines, but regular potatoes you can do that jug thing with, and then you can just pull out all the potatoes. And my friend Allison posted a picture of someone who has like a, you hear Coral drinking over there. You thirsty puppy? My friend Allison posted a picture of this like removable potato bin where you can take the inside out and take the potatoes you want, stick it back in and let it grow. That's an awesome idea. I absolutely love that, especially for little young potatoes that you just want to pull them off when they're little. That's great. I love it. I'm going to see if I can't plant part of a sweet potato that has eyeballs growing in my kitchen and see if I'll get that, because the vine is actually a really beautiful vine too. So yes, potatoes. And there's lots of other things. Mango, I've showed you guys, there's a video on there about how to grow mangoes. I'll show you guys my mango trees soon. They're doing really well. They're like about this big with a whole bunch of leaves now. Super easy, absolutely grow mangoes if you want. And the one I'm gonna try next, probably, pineapple. You can actually grow pineapple and get a fruit on your pineapple bush in your home. And all you do to grow your pineapple is you remove the top. So you actually like twist the top off. I don't want to do it yet because I'm not ready to eat this pineapple. But if you see it kind of wiggles, it actually twists off. And then you just pull off all the bottom leaves and stick that part in the water like you would with the lettuce. And it'll start growing all these little roots. And then you stick it in a pot and let it grow, and it will grow kind of like a spider plant. Get all these really, like these are super short. They get like super long, like they're strong, and they'll poke you in the face if you're not careful, like really long, bushy plant. And then it'll sprout this little, tiny little pineapples. You won't get one like this, but you'll get like little pineapples, and you can let them ripen. And when they're ripe and you grow them at home, they actually turn completely yellow. So it's neat to see a really super ripe pineapple, and you can chop it off and eat it. So pineapple is my next kind of experimental plant I'm going to try, but it's another one that you can do at home. Something you cannot grow at home, no matter how hard you try, is banana from a banana. So sometimes people think those little black seeds in the banana, you can take those and those are banana seeds and you can grow a banana tree with it. You can't do that. That it won't work for you. These are almost like seedless bananas. If you've ever seen a real seed in a banana somewhere tropical, they're actually humongous. Like banana seeds, they're black. They're like that thing you see on the inside, but when they're actually like big and the proper size of a banana seed, they're huge. They look like marbles, and they're gigantic, and those you can grow, but you're never going to get those from this. So if you want to grow a banana tree, you need to buy the seeds online somewhere. Lots of places sell them, and they're beautiful ornamental plants. But if you have the space and light and heat and warmth in your house, you can grow bananas with fruit on them. It takes a long time for them to ripen up, but it is possible. But if you plant this, you're not going to get anything. And I know there's that video going around about the kiwi banana mashup thing. It's not real. Don't try it. You're not going to get a kiwi banana. You're going to get a moldy pot of stuff. So I just thought I'd show you before I put all this stuff away some fun things that you can grow at home with your groceries. And hopefully you'll look at your compost pile a little differently when you're throwing all those seeds away and realizing, hey, maybe I can grow something from this. So have fun with your stuff, and I'll talk to you later. Bye now.